Randwick for the 7th event, the Hallmark Quality Stakes handicap, and we take you back now to Terry for the running of race 7.
Bonfires in the black with the cerise cap. Starter on his platform, set to jump. Perfect line, although there's Hockney rearing up in about gate 3 or 4. The rider is out the back. Dual Photon is also very fidgety. His rider dashing for cover. And he's cast in the gate, this horse, Hockney. On the TAB, number 3, we're showing $16.10. So the attendants are working frantically with him. They've rushed around to the front of the gate. Paint and Life of Riley seem to stand up well. Dual Photon's rider is out of the saddle, and so too the rider of Sovereign State. It's Hockney, the one out behind the line. So we have a delay here as they try and free this horse. It'll be interesting to see what Guy Walter does now with Tie the Knot. Which races he aims the terrific stayer at during the Spring Carnival. In fact, that's Corporate James out the front of the gate. Corporate James it is, number 1 out the front of the gate. I can see his rider now, Damien Oliver, at the back. So Dual Photon's rider out of the saddle, horse out of the gate. Hockney's out of the line and the rider out of the saddle. And Sovereign State, Kevin Moses out of the saddle, the horse out of the line. Corporate James comes back behind the gate. Where was he drawn? He was drawn in gate 6. And the horse that played up Hockney was in gate 5. It was definitely Hockney that jumped into the other starting petition, but he was released from the gate, I do feel. The other runners stand up well with Blazing Steel, Dynamic Blaze. So the club's vet will be inspecting these horses. Corporate James at $12.80. Hockney's at $16.70. And the other one, Dual Photon, number 9, was at $30.70. Antiquities, no, he's not the problem one. It's Sovereign State at $10.20. So if one of the top 3 I've just given you happen to come out, there would be some alteration to the betting. Corporate James back down the end of the chute. Oliver back in the saddle, prancing around. Club's vet inspecting him. I've got a feeling Hockney could be very doubtful here. Rider's taken the skull cap off. So an indefinite delay at the moment.
Okay, so there is a delay there. Now, just a message to from the TAB that phone betting is being affected at the moment, is a little slow, but they're working on the problem at the moment. Keep persisting, you'll get through shortly with everything back to normal soon. Now, at Elwick, they're moving in as well, and we've got Hockney out now at Randwick, number 3. Hockney is a late scratching. Let's go back to Terry.
Corporate James comes up to the gate. Some of these runners have been standing in there for a long time. Spenders well behaved, and they're all set. Set. Racing. Bounced in a great line. Eastern Star, Baycan Empire, Kid Latin, Pimpala, Prince and Antiquity all jumped away quickly. Life of Riley is spearing through along the inside into a good spot, and Paint the Grey going up on the fence. They were followed by Sovereign State, Dual Photon, 2 lengths to Dynamic Blaze, Corporate James. Here's the Prince, Bonfire, Spin, Tri-Cove. Blazing Steel is well back, and Padstow's at the tail of the field. At the 700 metres mark, and the leader, Life of Riley from Kid Latin, Pimpala, Prince, 3 out. 2 lengths away to Paint, chasing on the back of the speed. They were followed by Antiquity. He's beautifully balanced on the outside of Sovereign State from Baycan Empire. 2 lengths to Dual Photon with the white cap. Dynamic Blaze wide from Corporate James. Here's the Prince, Eastern Star, Bonfires, Tri-Cove, Padstow, Spend and Blazing Steel. In the straight now on top of the rise, 350 out. And Pimpala Prince on the outside of Life of Riley back to the inside. Paint on the outside running on from Antiquity. Dual Photon's about to get out with Corporate James, but the Inzetta, Life of Riley's kick. Dynamic Blaze is whirling down the centre of the track with Corporate James in the centre. Life of Riley clear of Corporate James and Dynamic Blaze. Life of Riley clinging on for dear life and fell in to win. Life of Riley's won from Corporate James and Dynamic Blaze. Blazing Steel out of the ground from Paint, and here's the Prince. Then Pimpala Prince, Baycan Empire, Sovereign State. They were followed by Spin, Padstow, Bonfires, Dual Photon, Eastern Star, Kidlat. Well back was Antiquity. He folded